Hello everyone, this is Mark Sybouts, Product Development Manager with Advanced Turf Solutions. Today I'm going to show you a few tricks of the trade of how to calibrate a push spreader when you're fertilizing. Today I'm using an Anderson's LCO 1000, but it doesn't matter which push spreader you have, the principles are all the same. I also have a few tools that I use to calibrate. I have some cones to mark out my distance and my swath width. I've got a digital scale here. It's always nice to have a bucket around when you got to pour out fertilizer or weigh it, possibly. I got a bag of fertilizer, and of course, I've got my book and pen so I can write down the information. And I have a little wheel here that I can measure my distance with. And because I'm going to try to weigh the spreader itself on my scale, I've got a board here that I can put on my scale and then park the spreader on top of it. So let's get started. The first thing we need to do is figure out how wide we spread when we walk with the spreader. So I'm going to load it up with some fertilizer. You don't have to completely fill it up. Just put enough in to get the job done. Let's start with that. You need to pick your walking speed because that's going to determine how wide this thing is going to spread out. I would suggest you walk about 3 miles an hour, which is kind of a brisk walk, but not so fast that you're going to get tired at the end of the day. The other thing that's important is to hold the unit level, so that way you're not up or down and making it spread a different pattern. So get started with your walking speed and turn it on. Okay, I have my green cones set a little bit earlier. So now that I know what my width is, you may have to adjust it obviously, we'll measure the distance between the cones, and that will be our swath width. Now that I know where the cones are, I'm going to measure it with this wheel and see how many feet it is. Okay, 13 feet, basically. That's my swath width. Now remember, you want to overlap your application 100%. So when you're running down the line, you're going to move over far enough that you can throw back to your wheels, to your old wheel tracks. So that means 13 feet here, but I'm only going to go over about 7 feet and then get back to the middle of my other pass. So your true distance and swath will be every 7 feet is where you're going to spread. Before I measure out the material, I'm going to have to figure out what 1,000 square feet is so I can make my application. I know I'm 13 feet wide, so I divided 1,000 by 13, and that means I'm going to put this other cone 77 feet out there. And then when I make my spreader application, I'm going to go right down that middle and I'll have 1,000 square feet spread, and then I'll do the weighing. Okay, I put some more fertilizer in my spreader. I put the board on my scale so I could set the whole thing on there. And the weight to start with is 57 pounds, and the wind's blowing a little bit, but about 7 ounces. So 57 pounds, 7 ounces. Write that down. Okay, now that we made our application over that 1,000 square feet, we got to reweigh the unit and see how much fertilizer we used. Okay, 53 pounds, 13 ounces. Okay, now we pre-weighed it and we weighed it after, and the difference was 3 pounds and 5 ounces. But my target rate is actually 4 pounds per 1,000, okay? And remember, we're gonna have to overlap 100%. So really what my target rate is on that 1,000 square feet with one pass is 2 pounds, because I'm gonna do it twice, and then I'll get my 4 pound rate. So we're gonna have to do this whole thing again, pre-weigh it, and then make an application by dropping our gate down maybe 1 to 2 notches from a K. I'll probably take it down to I and see where I would land with that one. And then you just keep repeating until you get that target rate of half of your wanted rate. And that overlap 100%, you'll get your target rate. Calibration of a push spreader may require you to repeat those steps a few times until you get your target rate, but you'll be thankful you did. This is Mark Sybouts with Advanced Turf Solutions. And on behalf of all of us at Advanced Turf, we appreciate your business and thank you for watching.